So we are looking at a compost pile here. This is our composting system. We built our compost bins out of old pallets. You can usually find old pallets for free at different shipping yards or places that are getting any kind of big shipments. People are usually trying to get rid of them. We have 3 surrounding the bin. Some people will do a pallet on the bottom to allow air to circulate better, but it's not totally necessary. Our compost is usually kept pretty square, so instead of creating a mound, we create kind of a leveled off, even flat surface. There's a lot of different ways to make compost and a lot of different ideas behind how composting works. The main things are the nitrogen, the greens, the carbons, and the browns, and moisture. Here in Utah, we definitely have to water our compost piles. You also want to put air into your compost pile because everything that's breaking down your compost is a little microorganism and it needs to breathe. So you want to create oxygen for them. So basically, once you have your greens in there, your browns in there, you want to layer them pretty evenly. You want to layer them by volume, not size. So browns usually take up a lot more space. Greens usually take up a lot less because they're more dense. Once you've layered your compost layers, you then give everything a good drink of water and you turn it with a pitchfork. Get everything nice and mixed up. And then you basically walk away from it. You let it start, the microorganisms start doing their work. There's little wormies in here in this dark brown stuff, and they're doing their work, and everything's just kind of breaking down, eating all the matter in there and creating this really nice, dark, very fine material that you can then use as a fertilizer for your garden. There's many things about compost that are great for an organic garden. The best part about compost is that it's a very even mix of nutrients, macronutrients and micronutrients. So it has your important nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. It also has micronutrients that a lot of your soil additives or fertilizers don't normally have. And it's just because it's all natural material, and this is what soil is made of. It's all of those materials naturally breaking down, creating nutrients, creating the micronutrients that I was talking about, and also creating a place for these little biota to live. These bacteria are very good for your garden and they need a place to break things down, and a compost bin is a really great place for that to happen. It also is a free source of nutrients for your garden. You can spend a lot of money on fertilizers and soil additives, and compost is honestly the best thing that you can add to your garden because it has equal levels of nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus, and it also has good levels of all of the micronutrients. So when you're adding it to your garden, you're not spiking the nitrogen, you're not spiking the potassium. Everything's getting added in a very even amount, and that's what your garden likes the most, and it creates a very nice soil system. Soil in the Salt Lake Valley is generally very basic, so we don't have a lot of acid in our soil. A lot of people will add acid in different ways. The best way to add acid to your garden that I found is using my coffee grounds that I throw either in my compost pile or I'll just throw it on top of my garden. And basically, you cannot make our soil too acidic here. There's also a really great resource through the Utah State Extension Service, and they have little boxes that you can go to the extension office and purchase and send in, and they'll give you a soil test. Because we are in an old lake bed and because there's so many little microsystems in the Salt Lake Valley, it's never a bad idea, especially when you're starting a garden, to get a soil test and find out what you have a ton of in your soil, whether you have way too much organic matter and it's holding all of your nitrogen, or if you have not enough nitrogen, or if you don't have enough potassium or phosphorus. It'll tell you all those things, and they also will give you suggestions of what to do to fix those problems. Their suggestions aren't always organic, but you can take that information and go to your local nursery and find out what the organic solutions to those problems are.